What's your name, sir?
My name's Ethan.
Hi, Ethan. How you doing?
Good.
Cool.
How are you?
I was trying to read it, but I guess I need a new prescription.
You speak a lot at conventions and other events. What's different when you come like here to a university?
Well, this is funny because I love doing both those kinds of jobs, but I think when you're at a Comic-Con, it's kind of like next. It's not really in depth. People have a couple of minutes where they can talk to you about whatever they want to talk to you about. A lot of times it's about the show and what it's meant to them in their experience with the show. But here, this is more in the nature of a elongated interview, which I don't really have a chance to do that often. So it's kind of fun. And what's most fun about it is that the constituency that you're talking to at a college is the people who came up with SpongeBob. SpongeBob's been a formative part of them coming to adulthood, and that's a quite an amazing thing. I don't think a lot of actors get to experience that.
You're here during our Geek Week, so I was just wondering, what's something you geek out about?
Oh, well, wait, how do you know I'm a geek? Yeah, look, most people look at me and they think jock instantly. No, I was a geek before geeks were cool. Yeah, now geeks are cool. We kind of won. Yeah, but I geek out about a lot of things. I'm mostly a record collector, music, roots music, rock and roll, country, soul, blues, Zydeco, Cajun, jazz. That's mostly blues. That's mostly my thing. But I also am a comics guy and a newspaper comic strip guy. Like, I have a collection of newspaper strip original art. The oldest piece I have is 1919. So, there's a lot of stuff I geek out about. And much to my wife's chagrin, you got to get some of this stuff out of the house. But it's everybody's got their thing. That's what I always say. Everybody's got their thing. Like, I'm not a jock or a sports guy, but I understand the jock sports guy mentality because I'm like that about other stuff. Like, I can tell you who played drums on this Louis Armstrong record, So I kind of understand the statistician mindset, but I don't have it for sports. Like, when SpongeBob and Patrick did the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, that was the first time I had ever really watched a Super Bowl game. Full disclosure.
Out of all the characters you have voiced in your career, they were all going to get in a battle. Who's coming out in the end winning?
Oh, man. Well, SpongeBob recently wormed his way into Magic the Gathering. Not sure how that happened. I hear from people that play Magic the Gathering that SpongeBob's a pretty powerful card. So I think SpongeBob, he's a sponge. He can't be injured. He bounces back. His real superpower is his positivity. I think SpongeBob would be kind of unbeatable. There are some other ones that might give him a run for his money, but SpongeBob is kind of the guy who's going to come out on top of that battle.
Even over Ice King?
Oh, Ice King. Yeah, Ice King will get distracted by a princess and go, "Oh wow, who's she?" and then get taken out.
Oh wow, well that's awesome.
Thanks, Ethan. Great talking to you. All right, man. Thanks for having me to your campus.
One thing I'm a niche fan of, R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour.
Of course.
I grew up watching that.
Uncle Howie.
Horror stuff, and I was like,
wow,
yeah,
that's
awesome.
crazy. That's what not a lot of people have seen. We shot it up in Canada. I remember doing that, and it's always like, are you sure you want to play this weird guy? I'm like, I was playing weird guys, weird characters, creepy characters before SpongeBob and after, during. I mean, you got to, it's fun to play all types, like good and evil. They're both kind of fun to portray. So sometimes the evil characters are a little more fun to play, as every actor says, right? But I love. Thank you for digging the Haunting Hour.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Awesome.
R.L. Stein.
You're a big guy now!
I finally get to do what every little guy dreams of doing.
You don't mean...
Ride the